Hey there, welcome to episode 100 of the Social Business Engine podcast. This is the podcast where I invite thought leaders from all industries to share their expertise on social and digital communications best practices. I'm Bernie Borges from Find and Convert and your host of the Social Business Engine podcast. This episode is going to be a little bit different than other episodes. Well, actually, it's going to be a lot different. And to be honest, I'm a little nervous about it because I've never recorded an episode of Social Business Engine like this one. And as luck would have it, I have a cold, so if I sound a little unusual, now you know why. Well, as you know, I normally interview a guest. That's my podcast show format. I interview someone from a brand or an independent thought leader. But in honor of episode 100, I am going solo. And I'm planning to share my thoughts and insights on the topic of social business and also share where we are headed with Social Business Engine channel. All right, so here we go. First, I want to start with my thoughts on social business because it's become obvious to me that many people really don't understand the meaning of social business. So I want to give you my definition of social business, and I've been using this definition for a while now. So here it is. A social business embraces both the culture and technology of social media and digital communication for strategic business outcomes. A social business understands that employees across the entire organization should contribute to brand excellence through external and internal engagement. The end of my definition. Now, you may have noticed that the word marketing isn't in my definition of social business. Not that social media marketing isn't important or that a social business doesn't do social media marketing. It's just that social business is much more than just social media marketing. A social business isn't fixated on vanity metrics like likes and fans and followers and retweets and, not that we shouldn't pay attention to those metrics, but they're not strategic metrics. Rather, a social business is focused on business outcomes, such as, here's just a few examples, actionable feedback from leads, from prospects, current customers, newly acquired customers, your employees, really essentially all the stakeholders in the business. A social business practitioner seeks to find opportunities to build new relationships with influencers, prospects, customers, and partners to improve business development results, recruit and retain employees, gain competitive insights that can help drive decisions, drive product launch strategies, generate ideas for new products or services, lead generation, and of course, a social business measures the impact of all digital and social engagement on either market share or revenue, which is the bottom line business result. Now, one of the biggest attributes of a social business is employee advocacy. This is the strategy of empowering employees to be an ambassador for your brand in digital channels. Now, employee advocacy is accomplished through a well-thought-out plan that includes training and governance. Now, if you are a regular listener to the Social Business Engine podcast, you know that we've covered this topic numerous times. On our website, just search for employee advocacy and you'll find more than a dozen episodes in both video and podcast format on this topic. And we're going to continue to cover this topic in 2016 and probably beyond because it is a strategic attribute of social business. Now, each of the business outcomes that I mentioned a moment ago are really the outcomes that executives care most about. I can assure you that your executives don't care how many Twitter followers you have. Now, unless you can directly tie your Twitter followers or the growth of your Twitter followers to business outcomes like the ones that I listed before. But if you can't do that, they really don't care how many Twitter followers you have. Now, on the Social Business Engine, my team and I are working hard to deliver content that showcases organizations across all industries that also include government and nonprofits. What they have in common is that they're engaging in and succeeding in social business. our goal is to provide inspirational and educational content to help any organization embrace social business best practices. Now, as we exited 2015 and came into the new year, we knew firsthand that many organizations around the world are still in the early stages of social business. That's why we're making some changes to the Social Business Engine in 2016. Now, before I share those changes with you, I want to share the backstory on the Social Business Engine for some context. So, as you know, I run Find and Convert, which is a digital marketing agency based in Tampa, Florida. Our clients are mostly B2B companies spread across U.S. and a little bit of Canada as well. Over the years of servicing our clients, we have had to evolve naturally as the digital marketing scape has evolved. And we provide our clients digital strategy, content marketing, and social business support. Now, the latter, social business support, has been a very evolving part of our agency services as social media adoption has been evolving, especially among B2B companies. Now, the same is also true of content marketing. Adoption of content marketing practices has rapidly been evolving among businesses in all industries. So a couple of years ago, it occurred to us that we were not practicing what we were advising our clients. And to be honest, that was an uncomfortable realization. You see, we were advising our clients to create compelling content that's different from their competitors. Sure, a blog is good to have and white papers are good to have, but chances are competitors are also blogging and writing white papers. We were advising clients to become a media company within their industry niche. And we were also advising our clients to embrace social media strategically. In other words, we wanted to see our clients not just be effective at marketing through social media, but also leveraging social in other functions in their business, such as sales or customer service or recruiting. So it occurred to us that we were advising our clients to embrace social business, not just social media marketing. Now, this realization was a huge aha moment for us. So to make this backstory not excessively long, we decided to create a standalone media property or online hub, and we named it Social Business Engine. So that's the backstory to our Social Business Engine, or at least the short version. Now, when we first launched Social Business Engine, we began with video content. I arranged for a custom set to be built, and I leased studio space to record the first 10 episodes. I soon realized that producing quality video content is both time-consuming and costly. So as of February 2016, when we're publishing this podcast, we have produced 28 video episodes. But it's this podcast where we've really hit our stride. We publish weekly episodes showcasing thought leaders from brands around the world, as well as independent thought leaders with a meaningful body of work that contributes to your social business success journey. So as I record episode 100, let me just take this moment to thank you for being a listener of the Social Business Engine podcast. And even if this is your first time listening, thank you. Now, in 2015, we also produced our first set of journals. Our Social Business Journal is an ebook format content piece which is sponsored by a company whose products or services deliver social business solutions. We produced 6 journals in 2015 with sponsorships by Cision, Dell, IBM, and Vanilla Forum. And we've published 1 journal so far in 2016 sponsored by Visually. So this brings us to our new plans for 2016. Well, you know the old saying, when something isn't broke, don't fix it. So we're going to continue to publish weekly podcasts showcasing professionals from brands succeeding in their social business journey. And I promise you in episode 101, we are headed right back to that interview format. Now, we'll also produce videos in 2016, but they're going to be short videos focused on very tight topics. A little more on that later. And we'll also continue to produce journals in partnership with brands who have social business solutions where we can showcase businesses harnessing those solutions in their social business journey in an educational manner so that it's meaningful to you. Now, in February of this year, we relaunched our blog. On our blog, we're covering topics across the social business spectrum, including strategy, marketing, sales, customer service, commerce, recruiting, technology, and trends. We welcome contributors with original content from anybody that has a track record of social business success. Just visit our contact page at socialbusinessengine.com if you'd like to contribute content to our blog. And now, let me get to what's new and, in my humble opinion, very exciting. But first, let me point out that this isn't just a new area of content for Social Business Engine. No, it's a whole new initiative. Actually, you shouldn't notice any change to the type or the quality of our content. You see, we realized in 2015 what Social Business Engine really is. In other words, we didn't really know what we were. That is until we started hearing from our audience what they really wanted us to be. And it's every brand's dream to hear from its audience what it wants from you. That's exactly what happened. So here it is. In 2016, Social Business Engine will begin providing educational services. That's right, educational services. Now, we're starting slow. In the second half of 2016, we're launching our first in a series of online workshops. Our first workshop will be called Social Business Workshop for Business Developers. Now, what excites me about this is that we've already been delivering this education to some of our clients, and it's been very well received. Now, we're organizing the education into a structured, step-by-step program and delivering it through our Social Business Engine channel, and we're making it available to a broader universe of companies beyond our current Find and Convert agency clients. Now, before I give you more detail on it, I want to let you know that you can visit a one-page summary of our Social Business Workshop for Business Development at socialbusinessengine.com/workshops. And incidentally, this page on our website is titled Workshops, as in plural, because it's the first of 3 workshops that we have planned. Future workshop topics include leadership in social business, social business marketing, and we're also thinking about a workshop on social recruiting or maybe something like social business for HR. Not decided on that yet. So here's how it works. First of all, Social Business Development Workshop is 100% online. Now, it is a hybrid of online group training, also known as blended learning, which combines e-learning and instructor-led training. And this workshop will also provide one-on-one coaching. And that is a big differentiator from other educational resources, and frankly, the reason that we've already had success using this model with our agency clients. Since we've already been delivering this training for our Find and Convert clients, we have discovered that when you combine group training meetings that are held online for general principles focused on strategy with personalized one-on-one coaching, that's where the magic happens. In the one-on-one coaching sessions, we provide participants hands-on coaching and instruction to help each participant reach their specific goals. So let me give you a preview of what we're going to cover in our first workshop for business development. As the name implies, this workshop is for people in a business development role. We're delivering our workshops as private sessions to a business. So each workshop will have no more than 5 participants. Now, it's a 5-session workshop. You like that? 5 participants, 5 sessions. So it's a 5-session workshop. And why do we limit each workshop to 5 participants? Well, that's because that's the amount of participants that has proved to be effective when we've done this before. So we begin with our Social Business Engine framework in session 1. Now, this is a 90-minute group session with all 5 participants. In session 1, we lay the foundation for sessions 2 through 5 by reviewing our ENGINE framework. Now, in this context, ENGINE is an acronym, and here's what it stands for. Executive buy-in, not of one department, goal-driven, information and data-driven decision-making, not invented here, and employee advocacy. At the end of session 1, participants will have a clear understanding of what it means to be a social business practitioner. Now, they may also be required to take online basic courses on LinkedIn or Twitter to learn how to use them as social business practitioners. And we'll provide a learning management system for these and other modules. So at the end of session 1, the stage is now set for session 2. So the foundation that we laid in session 1 is critical because this workshop isn't just about social selling. Now, of course, it includes selling practices in social, and we coach participants on social selling practices. But we want the participants to understand and embrace what it means to be a social business practitioner. Now, this is huge. We want each participant to understand the role of social throughout the entire organization, even if it's not currently embraced across the organization. Okay, now session 2 is another group session. Here, each participant will present their homework assignment by presenting their 3 SMART goals. Now, if you're not familiar with SMART goals, SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So I'll give you an example of a SMART goal. So it might be something like having a person-to-person exchange with a specific individual at a target company with the eventual goal of setting a meeting appointment with him or her. So that's specific, it's measurable, and as long as you say around a time frame that you want to achieve that, then it's time-bound. And it's also attainable. So in session 2, it's a 1-hour online meeting, and the team presents their SMART goals individually, and then we'll discuss them together as a group. Now, sessions 3 and 4 are the one-on-one coaching sessions with the Social Business Engine coach who's delivering this workshop. Now, I personally have conducted these sessions with clients. Let me tell you from firsthand experience, this is where participants let their hair down in these one-on-one coaching sessions. They open up in ways that they just don't do in a group meeting. We discuss the specific details that are needed to achieve their SMART goals. We walk through the specific tactics that are needed to achieve those goals. And in these sessions, they're very, very hands-on. In fact, sessions 3 and 4 are the most important to each participant because it's where they have breakthroughs on their SMART goals. In other words, that's really where they get their ROI. Then in session 5, the team returns for the final session as a group. Each participant presents the results achieved against their SMART goals, and provided that each participant has achieved a minimum of one of their 3 SMART goals, then the SBE coach certifies them, and then we send them a digital certified social business practitioner badge to proudly display wherever they choose. Now, remember that I mentioned that we're launching our first social business workshop in Q3 of 2016? Well, we're taking on a limited number of pilots in Q2, second quarter 2016. The exact number of pilots that we're accepting in Q2 is 10. Now, if you're wondering, what does a pilot company look like? Here's what we're focused on. Ideal pilot companies are businesses with teams of business development professionals who need to improve their ability to produce new business through digital engagement. A pilot company should be willing to collaborate with us on the workshop and provide its feedback on how we can improve it for a broader scale launch. Now, we're currently limiting our pilots to time zones of Eastern, Central, and Pacific in North America. In the future, we'll have SBE certified coaches in other regions and time zones. Now, earlier I mentioned that we'll be doing short videos. The videos we're planning are short soundbite style videos that can be digested by workshop participants to support their learning curve and their success journey. Well, there you have it. My team and I are very excited to provide this social business workshop because it's needed. Many, and I mean many organizations are stuck in a social media mindset. Our goal is to help businesses make the transformation from this social media mindset, which is fixated on measuring likes, fans, followers, and other vanity metrics, to a social business mindset. A social business mindset is focused on creating measurable business outcomes like the ones that I've discussed here. Those business outcomes have a clear and measurable impact on the business, and that's what your stakeholders care about the most. The Social Business Development Workshop is our first entree into educational services. If you want to learn more about our Social Business Workshop, go to socialbusinessengine.com/workshops. Now, next week, I'm returning to my conventional interview format. In episode 101, you are going to meet David Graham, Digital Engagement Leader at Deloitte Africa. David explains how he is leading the charge on a strategic social business initiative at Deloitte Africa. Be sure to tune into that episode, scheduled to publish on March 2nd, 2016. And of course, if you're listening beyond that, just access it at our website or on iTunes. Now, I know that this episode was different than the typical interview format, and if you're still all the way down here, pretty much at the end, I really appreciate you listening, and I sincerely hope that the insight that I've provided about social business and our direction for Social Business Engine gives you food for thought about where you are in your social business journey, and also food for thought on how you can get to the next step in your journey. So, if this episode has you thinking about your social business journey, pick up your smartphone right now, or if you're at your desktop, go over to your favorite Twitter tool and tweet me at Bernie Borges and use the hashtag SBJourney. So again, my Twitter handle is at Bernie Borges, and just tell me what you're thinking about on your social business journey. Use the hashtag SBJourney. Well, before I sign off, let me just remind you that we email our weekly podcast updates every Friday. If you're not subscribed to our weekly updates by email and you want to be, just visit our website, socialbusinessengine.com, and you'll see a subscribe page there. Well, that's going to do it for episode 100. I hope this little cold wasn't too much for you. I appreciate you listening to this format. I don't do this very often. So this is Bernie Borges of Find and Convert, wishing you continued success on your social business journey.